If you don't know about the Discord servers, please check them out in the description. They're about singing. If you're interested in learning how to sing, we got you. We also do free lessons, so please check them out. So this is Faouzia. I absolutely love her, and she has such a strong mix. We could call it chesty mix, but it's still so connected to her head voice, and it's so well done. It has a really good bass, as in it's effortless for her. And I also think that the way that she approaches her voice is she starts at head voice, or she started long ago at head voice, and then she chooses when to add the chest voice to it, so that way she can belt any note, and she does belt really stupidly high. So that's definitely a thing she does. So this is Hero. Let's see what she's got from the live.
Few things I really have to know before I go and let you in. Don't wanna be rational and make the same mistakes again.
So she has this really lovely vibrato at the end of these lines, but it's added at the end of the line, not in the middle or in the beginning. It's at the end it adds emotion to the song. And also, she's kind of speaking to us. It's so captivating. And the way there's no need to open right now as much, but she's still articulating and moving her lips and tongue quite a lot to make the pronunciation understandable, so we can actually understand what she's saying.
Would you be there 5 a.m. on a weekend, through the thick and the thin, never second guessing with you?
So the sound is really focused forward, and that way we get this resonance. It's not just the larynx and the mouth. It's also focused forward in here. So there's also nasal resonance going on, which protects the voice even more. So she's not that loud. Look how close she is to the mic, and it sounds powerful.
Don't wanna wake up wishing I never gave love, wishing I never gave trust, knowing it wasn't true. If I was your hero, would you be mine? I know this ain't a fairy tale, this is real life, but if I were to save you, would you do the same? And catch me if I'm falling, 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 falling.
So she's sliding up to some notes, very chosen. So if you're new to a song, you want to look at the lyrics, you want to see how the melody goes, and you can see what stylistic choices can I make to this song in order to make it more emotional. You don't have to actively feel the emotions, or else you may start crying on stage. You may lose the control of your voice. So you have to not actually be emotional, but you have to express emotion with your voice. And that's really hard to do when we're talking about just singing and acting. So being a performer is really tough. You want to express yourself not just through your face, through your voice, but also through your body. And she's doing that. Look at her. It's really good.
If I was your hero, would you be mine? I know this ain't a fairy tale, this is real life, but if I were to save you, would you do the same? And catch me if I'm falling, 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 falling. Maybe I'm better off alone.
And she's visualizing the note and the riff. That's a great way to get more control over your voice, because we can't really see the voice, and just showing the things with our hands is a great way to visualize it and see it. So also she's creating a lot of space in the back of her mouth. That's why the volume is not that much for her voice. And also these transitions between her mix and her falsetto, for her, they're really connected. So when she goes down, so she starts a falsetto and goes down, she ends up in her usual just mixed voice, chest voice, we could call it. But it's not exactly chest voice anymore. They're really connected together. There's no break between her falsetto and or head voice. I use them interchangeably. There's no break between her falsetto and her chest voice. So her chest voice it's all mixed. Everything's mixed. There's no breaks in her voice, and she can just slide up and down to them. But when she does these yodels, they're really beautiful, and they are absolutely chosen. They're not they're for obviously they're for stylistic effect, but she doesn't have this break there. She can choose where to do the break. She can force the break, but it's not unintentional.
And at least that's what my mind is saying. I think I've been through it too much, so you gotta show that this love is sure. Would you be there 5 a.m. on a weekend, through the thick and the thin, never second guessing with you? Don't wanna wake up wishing I never gave my love, wishing I never gave trust, knowing it wasn't true. If I was your hero, would you be mine? I know this ain't a fairy tale, this is real life.
So look at her, even when she's doing these more of a belt in a sense, she's still not that far from the mic. And not just pulling the air back, you still want to have nasal resonance that will also protect you. So not just the volume is a way to protect yourself, but also nasal resonance and lowering the back of the soft palate to a certain degree. You don't have to do it all the way. You can do it at 50%. And that's actually the optimal position, because then you're creating enough space in the back, but you're also lowering just enough so that you can have nasal resonance, some air leaking through your nose will be vibrating, and that way it would protect your voice. It would make agility, it would make things easier. So sliding through your whole range along with doing riffs makes they just happen to be easier when we add the nasal resonance. So that's really good for the singer. We don't exactly, it's really hard to hear, but you have to hear, you have to listen for the consonants, the way she says them. And that's the tell whether someone has or doesn't have nasal resonance.
But if I were to save you, would you do the same? And catch me if I'm falling, 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 falling. If I was your hero, would you be mine? I know this ain't a fairy tale, this is real life. But if I were to save you, would you do the same? And catch me if I'm falling, falling, falling.
So did you hear when she said, would you do the same? It was slowed down. She delayed the words. She didn't say them exactly where they are, like she said it in the beginning. Let's hear that again.
But if I were to save you, would you do the same? And catch me if I'm falling, falling, falling.
So what that does is it adds on top of the emotion. It creates more depth to the song. Just, you don't have to be right on the tempo every time. You can delay the words to exaggerate on what you're saying.
You got my heart on its knees and it's begging you, please don't go. Oh, and I'll be fine if you leave, but I'm hoping this time you won't. Oh, I know this ain't a fairy tale, this is real life.
Even when she was belting, she's still pretty close to mic, and then just for the highest belt she went back. That was super beautiful.
If I were to save you, falling, 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 falling. No, this ain't a fairy tale, this is real life. But if I were to save you.
So every time we belt, we want to make it resonant. How do we do that? We open. And she was so open on that high note, on the high belt. That's what you have to do. But if you can't get to the note with a neutral mouth placement, that means you're not ready yet. You have to practice with a neutral mouth placement, going through your whole range instead of trying to force high notes and belt them with the belt face, which means opening a lot. Because that way your folds are not going to be doing the thing. You're going to be forcing your voice to do a thing that it's not exactly perfectly ready for. You're dragging the weight upwards instead of mixing and transitioning to a lighter space placement. And her folds are adapting. You have to adapt your voice on every note depending on the pitch. It's not just, oh, we throw you into mix and you're good to go. No, you have to continue adapting your fold and lightening up in order to continue going higher. And that's what she's doing. And that's why she can afford to open it to make it resonant. But when we're training, we should be able to go through our whole range, our belting range with a neutral mouth, and then we can open.
Would you do the same and catch me if I'm falling, 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 falling?
She was even dancing, just expressing herself with her body. And that's what a great performer does. I love her so much. Her voice is so beautiful every single time. It's just the vibrato and the different kinds of vibrato that she does. So beautiful. So yeah, that was it. If you liked the video, like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.